Hey everyone, coming to you from the great outdoors today on a beautiful sunny May morning. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the music that I chose for this week. We're going to start with a song from the new album of a singer who I really love, singer and multi-instrumentalist named Becca Stevens. Becca Stevens was a classical guitar major in college. She also has been writing songs for a long time and is a fantastic vocalist. And she now has, I think, 3 major albums. There were also some, or maybe 4. I think she might have done one before the first one I found. But there have been some smaller releases and some live things, but she has at least 3 or maybe 4 major albums. The first one that I listened to was called Perfect Animal. The second one was called Regina, and Regina is the Italian or Latin word for queen, and so all the songs are dedicated to different ideas of being a queen and women. And then the latest one now is called Wonder Bloom, and that just came out a few weeks ago, and it's absolutely fantastic. So, like any good artist, she's kind of changed and evolved over the years. First album, Perfect Animal, it's kind of like a core quartet. She has an electric bass player, a guy that plays keyboards and also accordion and acoustic piano, a drummer, and herself playing guitar. On Regina, she expands a little bit to some more kind of processed sounds and some more sort of complicated overdubbed, overlaid vocals. She even does a song where she uses the words from a piece of Shakespeare work, the Queen Mab speech from, I'm going to get it wrong, I'll just say Shakespeare because I don't want to get it wrong, but I think maybe from Hamlet, I could be wrong. She uses those lyrics, and then similar core band with a couple added players on this latest album, which is called Wonder Bloom. She has an enormous cast of characters. So she has, over the years, become frequent collaborators with this collective called Snarky Puppy. They have about 30 musicians that rotate in and out. They've created a bunch of live audience concerts. And they've started a record label, and they have a music festival in Miami every year. And they're really just an amazing collection of talent and also example of the drive to make things happen in the music industry on your own. So on this latest album, Wonder Bloom, she has teamed up with many of the instrumentalists. The list of people on the album is like a page long, and it was recorded in several different studios. And the sound is much more produced. Sometimes when you say something is produced or overproduced, it implies that there's just like too many tricks, too much shiny add-ons, too many kind of special effects. This album is very produced. I'm not totally sure how I feel about the whole thing, but I definitely like it, and it's produced very well. Like, it's very smart, and the sounds are all excellent. So this is a song called I Wish, and it has almost like a Prince kind of feel to it. It's very funky. The sounds are like really tight and sharp and present and up in your face, and her lyrics and guitar playing are fantastic as always. I'm going to show you a live version of the song because it's fun to see them actually do it, but you'll hear the production value and just the style they're playing, and then if you do get a chance to listen to the record, it's even more intense and fine-tuned, but we're going to go with the live version for this week. So this is I Wish from the new album Wonder Bloom by Becca Stevens.
1, 2, ready, go. I wish I could shut down like you. I'm falling apart from what you put me through. I wish I could shut it all off like you.
our next piece for today is actually a combination of two pieces. I was doing some research on the idea of inclusion in music, because especially with what's going on with COVID now, I'm looking for ways that we can stay connected and celebrate the feeling of being together, or try to recreate the feeling of being together in this new paradigm, this new way of living and distancing from each other. And I came across a really amazing project. I found it through the website called Everyone Matters, but I'm sure there are many organizations that have a hand in this. And basically, it's a school for children with special needs in Germany, where the music teacher has developed a really, really excellent, seemingly simple, but deceptively complicated and labor-intensive process for working with children with special needs, some very obvious physical needs, and it's possible some learning disabilities and other psychological and socio-emotional needs as well. It's hard to say because I don't know a lot about the school, but oftentimes those things are combined, and the different combinations can make it very difficult for a student to learn. In this clip, you're going to see basically an iPad orchestra. These are all students that, because of limited mobility, cannot handle your traditional instruments, or if they could, it would be really difficult for them to produce the same quality of sound. And so this teacher, and you'll see there are many assistants working in the classroom, they've sort of gone through a bunch of different programs, including GarageBand, which is a sort of like a music making program that comes with the iPad, and some other software to create, to organize and collect and create the sounds and the beats and the sort of stylistic music things that you would otherwise do live. And these students with very limited mobility, using their fingertips. There's even this really amazing shot towards the end of the video of a kid that's playing with his toe. That's while he can manage to move, but you can see he's totally locked in and concentrating and using his toe or fingers, etc., to play these different sounds. And they really sound a lot like what a beginner orchestra would sound like. It doesn't sound like incredible, amazing, but as a music teacher, when you're starting with students, you're learning the technique of the instruments, and little by little, you develop and you refine your ability. So it's very possible these students are, have been practicing and most likely sound even better today. I think this video is from 2015, so wherever they started, that's they're still going until now. But it's really, really cool. They're totally locked in, and they're playing along with the teacher. I think they're playing that. Who is it? The Black Eyed Peas. I was going to say Red Hot Chili Peppers. The Black Eyed Peas song, "Tonight's Gonna Be a Good Night." It sounds like that's what they're playing, but I could be wrong. They're also going through some different exercises in their instrumental method books. So anyway, it's super cool, and it's really a beautiful example of inclusion. The teachers going the extra mile to organize this project and set it up so that the students with limited mobility and, like I said, possibly limited cognitive function can relate and can succeed and do this, and also just the incredible drive of the students to go for it despite the difficulties they're having, to really, really, like I said, concentrate, focus in, and make this happen. So we're going to watch that clip, and then immediately following, you're going to see a clip of an older woman. She looks like she's in her sort of mid to late teens, named Jess Fisher, who has some physical mobility issues and is working on this piece of technology called Control One, and it's basically a joystick that she can, with very little actual physical movement, access up, down, two up, two down. There's a couple of buttons. Basically, she can use this joystick to access all this information that she has pre-programmed into her iPad or computer, including a lot of the lighting design they're going to see. So she's a little older, and she's doing a live concert, and she has put together this song that is just fantastic. It is completely like very high level student quality. The lighting design is great. And again, all this work went into putting that together so that she can then perform it, just like a DJ would perform something live in front of this audience, and they're just like totally mesmerized. So we're going to watch that, this iPad Orchestra, and also a performance by Jess Fisher using the Control One, doing music and lighting design in a live concert. Enjoy.
Ich bin Noel. Seit diesem Schuljahr gibt es an unserer Schule eine Musik AG. Sie wird geleitet von Herrn Schäfer. In dieser Musik AG musizieren wir mit iPads. Herr Schäfer ist Lehrer am KBWZ Hallberg in Saarbrücken. Dort hat er eine iBand mit Schülern und Lehrern gegründet und tritt mit ihnen auf. Herr Schäfer kam schließlich zu uns an die Schule und gründete die iPad Musik AG. Wir üben gerade das Intro des Songs Auf uns von Andreas Buchani. Jeder von uns bekommt ein Blatt, auf dem sein Instrument abgebildet ist. Die Töne, die wir für das Lied brauchen, sind mit farbigen Punkten markiert. Unter dem Bild befinden sich die Farbpunkte, die wir dann im richtigen Rhythmus spielen müssen. Damit wir zu Hause unsere Stimme selbstständig üben können, hat jeder von uns auf seinem iPad ein E-Book mit Lernvideos.
Time stood still when I saw you. I saw you. I saw you. Time stood still when I saw you. I saw you. I saw you.
All right, we're going to go now to a musician that we have listened to before. This is Maro. Her name is Maro. She's a multi-instrumentalist, singer, very, very creative, Berklee School of Music graduate. And she is continuing the video series she had before, which was called Berklee People, where she got together with different students, different instruments and styles, put together music performances, and sort of catalog them on her YouTube channel. Now we're in quarantine, and so Maro's got this series called It's Maro Calling, or It's Me, Maro Calling, and she's doing a bunch of collaborations with with musicians around the world. When you're doing video conferencing, there is a lag. It's like a very, very slow lag that most people don't notice when they're just talking. Or maybe you do, but it's not significant when you're talking. When you're doing music, it is very significant because even the tiniest lag, it makes it almost impossible to communicate back and forth, like to play together. So my guess is, unless she has some kind of super, super like high-tech, government quality software, that she recorded one part and her guest recorded another part and they put them together. It's possible that she recorded like a sort of like a basic track and emailed it to her, and then they each recorded their parts on top of each other. I'm not exactly sure, but you'll see it's obvious that they've collaborated together. Maro's singing and playing bass, and I think it's Lucia Fumero is the pianist, and she's doing some piano and keyboards as well. And so they're doing a cover of a Radiohead song called Daydreaming. This is from the latest Radiohead album that came out maybe a year ago called A Moon-Shaped Pool, which is a beautiful album. Lots of production, but production in this really smart, almost minimalist kind of sense. And this song just sort of like churns and develops. And at one point, the singer in the original band, Radiohead, the singer Tom York, is singing, and there are these sort of like reverbs and echoes that ramp up like, it's just like reverse trippy kind of feel. And you'll notice that Maro does a little bit of that just naturally with her voice. It's beautiful. The sound is rich, and just another example of like powering through this situation and making the best of it to try to make connections to other people and put something together that would normally much rather do in person, but she's doing it live. So this is Maro with her Maro Calling series, performing Daydreaming by Radiohead. Right, here is another example from an artist we have listened to also of sort of remote collaboration. This is Tariq Trotter, who's also known as Black Thought. He's the lead rapper vocalist for The Roots, and you may know them from the Jimmy Fallon show. Absolute genius. Is sort of like been working steadily at his craft for, I don't know, 30 years, and has finally developing now the mainstream recognition that he deserves. I think beforehand, people always sort of knew there was something great about him, but now he's like sort of bursting out. And so he recorded a Tiny Desk concert, which is normally done at the sort of small, stripped-down offices of NPR, WNYC, NPR radio station. And now they have that stripped-down version of Tiny Desk happening at home, even more stripped down. Yeah, do what you got to do. But anyway, this track is great. I mean, first of all, he's just like sitting in this armchair. He looks like such a boss, and he's so cool. His voice is so great. His cadence, his timing is so great. Also, this is a collaboration with the band Portugal the Man. So they were kind of well known. They had this very catchy hit song that came out within the last year that, ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I'm in 1966 now. I get still. Anyway, that's not a great singing version, but you probably know that song. Or if you didn't recognize it from my version, you might recognize it if you heard the real version. He's doing a collaboration with them, and so at a certain point you'll see they kind of pop up in this window. Just like Morrow, I'm sure that they sort of emailed back and forth and had the track, shared that when I say the track, I mean like the recording with the metronome marking the time and the right key and all that kind of stuff. So I like this song. Black Thought always sounds great. His rapping is great on this song, and he also is doing a little bit of singing, which is not brand new for him, but we don't normally see it all the time. This song is called Nature of the Beast, and if you listen to the lyrics, you'll see right away he's talking about the distance we create by social media, our likes, our followers, how many retweets, etc., like sort of the idea of basing your self-worth on what everybody else thinks, and that's the nature of the beast, this new era of social media and internet and, sort of like Yelp, thumbs up, like, dislike, Reddit culture, all of which is here to stay, and a lot of it is great for a lot of things, but, we can see already that it's easy to get drawn in and addicted to it, and also sort of lose track of, like, real social interaction. So this is a collaboration between Black Thought, Tariq Trotter, and the band Portugal the Man, doing a Tiny Desk at home, stripped down again at home concert, singing one of their newer songs, Nature of the Beast.
We're like sheep to the everybody's caught up trying to find something to be a part of. Living with our guards up all the time, forever with a wall up. Breaking through it all never crossed our mind. The world seems smaller, and greatness is withering on the vine. Won't anybody take the lead? It's ourselves we love the least. Everyone seems make-believe. That's the nature of the beast.
$2 and a dream. What do mamas take it? Everything ain't what it seems. Life is what you make it. We all going through the same thing. Life is what you make it.
Listen.
We all going through the same thing. Life is what you make it.
Listen.
We all
All I wanted was to be more poppin' and to see more profit. What's the detour options? Hey, I feel like Philip Seymour Hoffman, less Denzel Washington when people are watching me. If the right amount of likes and follows could make me less hollow, I somehow be more complete. But people tend to be more toxic, so we see more gossip and it's hatred on the street. Won't anybody take the lead? It's ourselves we love the least. Everyone seems make-believe. That's the nature of the beast.
$2 and a dream. What do mamas take it? Everything ain't what it seems. Life is what you make it. We all going through the same thing. Life is is what you make it.
Listen.
We all going through the same thing. Life is what you make it.
Listen.
We all
Lost generation, mass face nation, world population confronting their frustrations. A way station full of COVID-19 patients in every complexion like ice cream flavors. We all in this together. For now, it's not forever. Historically, it's gotten worse before it's gotten better. In times like these, the object is not the letter. If you can hold your head up, then all we gotta get up is a
couple dollars and a dream.
Yeah.
What did mama say, kid? Everything ain't what it seems. Life is what you make it.
Listen.
We all going through the same thing. Life is what you make it.
Listen.
We all going through the same thing. Life is what you make it.
Listen.
We all
And listen. This has been Streams of Thought.
All right, well, I am going to finish up our class today with a little bit of a lighter note. I have some COVID-19 musical parodies. Everybody's stuck at home, so the people that make goofy stuff for the internet are just even more pumped to make goofy stuff for the internet. So we've got 3 musical parodies. We have a parody on Staying Alive by the Bee Gees, called Staying Inside. We have a parody by the motorcycle going by there. We have a parody of Can't Touch This, the MC Hammer classic. If you don't know the MC Hammer classic, Can't Touch This, the Parachute Pants, if you're too young, go look it up. It's totally worth it. And then the last one, which I thought was just the funniest, is a parody of that Lil Nas X Old Town Road song called Daycare's Closed. And anyone who has young children or has had young children or has been around young children or is around young children now will totally relate. So we're going to end with those parodies. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a good week. Keep yourself safe, and we'll see you again soon.
Number 3.
since I was born, and now it's alright, it's okay. You may look the other way. You can try to understand the coronavirus effect on man. Whether your brother or whether your mother, you're staying inside, staying inside. Feel the city breaking and everybody shaking. We're staying inside, staying inside. Ha, 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 staying inside, staying inside. Ha, 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 staying inside.
Number 2.
Gotta play all day 'cause the daycare closed. I'm gonna cry till I can't no more. I gotta play all day 'cause the daycare closed. I'm gonna cry till I can't no more. iPad, ice cream, throw a tantrum and scream. Time out 15 minutes, thank God time for HDTV. Baby's got a habit, blippy, garbage trucks and sports cars. Riding my last nerve night, Cardi B's nails on a chalkboard. So much stress, bouncy castles flat. Jesus, take all, we'll get the teachers back. Wish I could sleep all day, but the daycare's closed. I'm gonna cry till I can't no more. I gotta play all day 'cause the daycare closed. I'm gonna cry till I can't no more.
Some chocolate.
Yeah, I want chocolate ice cream, please. Can I have some sauce, please? Thank you. Oh.
Yeah. Garbage.
Number
Number 1.
Alright, I think you know this tune. And with what's going on right now in the world, I think you might like it. Alright, here we go. Why did this happen? I don't know. A virus out of control, can't go anywhere. Stuck in my house, people need healthcare. We're shut down, everything's closed. Don't touch your face or you might get exposed. Stay safe, stay clean. I really hate COVID-19. Can't touch this. Please don't go outside, ladies and gentlemen. You can't touch this. We literally cannot touch anything. Can't touch this. Real though. Don't touch this.